What's going on, world? How's everybody doing this great day? Another wonderful day. Lunchtime drive. Lunchtime talk. Chop it up some. We're going to be talking about the red dye situation. Banning of the red dye. What else we got? Banning of TikTok. So we're going to talk about that red dye, because I know a lot of us probably had some red dye in our food or something. Look at that. As soon as I talk about it, I went and got me some Skittles. Well, I already had the Skittles, so kind of let the algorithm catch up some. The algorithm talk to the people, get the people on. We're talking about the red dye banning of the red dye. No more red dye. Well, they can still use it up until 2027, I think they said. They have up until, I guess, the Food Administration giving the food companies and different people that use the red dye up to 2027 to get it all situated. So what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How's everybody doing today? Hope you're having a great day out there. I almost forgot what I had to do. I got some couple errands to do, and probably grab up a gig in between that. I'm not even supposed to be eating candy so early. So, tastes good, right? So that's the thing. This one right here, the red dye. You will not be seeing candy like this after 2027 unless they figure out another way to do it. You know? You got it? I don't even know this. That red dye. So be careful. Be careful, because they're saying just to watch it, because this is not going to go into the red dye candy. This is not going to go into full effect. Excuse me, I shouldn't be talking while I'm eating, right? They had a big accident in this area where I'm at earlier this morning. Done knocked down all. How you do that? He wasn't paying no attention. Knocked down all the barricade. It's like they have this barriers in the middle of the road and on the side, keep people in shape and in the right area, right? Somebody done slammed into them. I don't know if they was drunk, high. Somehow they end up. What's going on? Hare Krishna? Hey, what's going on? Some of y'all names I don't even want to try to say, because since I'm driving I might mess up y'all names, but shout outs to everybody on here. But I'm talking about this red dye. Back there was like a there was an accident early this morning, so they was fixing the road. So that's why I was going through that way so slow. But this red dye, do you eat products with the red dye in it? Food products with the red dye in it. They're gonna be banning it by the year 2027. But check this out, right? I think they said since the 1980s, I wanna say like 82 or something like that, they found out that the red dye, high dosage of red dye was given to mice, rats, whatever they tested on. And those mice were they developed cancer over a certain minute of time. Now this is back in the 80s, right? 80s, they discovered that the red dye, high dosage, so you eating this over and over and over. We got it in our food, especially I think it's in like Kool-Aid, the red Kool-Aid. A lot of people like the red Kool-Aid. Red drinks, all those drinks, the candy, the red candies, all of that has the red dye number 3 in it, right? All right, so what up, Kafir? What's going on? Hey, brother, how you doing? Shout outs to you, Kafir, and Surajit. I think I'm getting that right. Here, Krishna. Shout outs to y'all. So the red dye candy or red dye period will not be in any food products according to the FDA. And they're trying to do this within the next 2 years to have it banned by the year 2027, right? But they've been discovered this since the 80s that high dosage of the red dye can cause cancer, especially in, they said in mammals, but it was like in rats and, you know, people. They didn't really test it on people, but in the 90s, in 92, I believe the first time was in 82, they discovered it. Hey, what's going on, BK? I believe in 82, they discovered that the high dosage in rats can cause cancer. Now in 92, 10 years later, they decided to take it out of makeup products. Let me get off at this one, take this way. Right. So they found out that it's in the red dye 3 that's in products, food products and everything. So in 92, they did the red dye. They took the red dye 10 years later now. 92, they took the red dye out of makeup products, you know, the lipsticks, the whatever the ladies put on their faces, the blushes, the makeup artist uses for movies or whatever. The makeup products was not using the red dye number 3 anymore because it causes cancer, according to what they discovered back in the 80s, 10 years prior. So that's 92, 02, 12, 22. So another 30 years, about another 30 years later, they decided, you know what? The red dye number 3 shouldn't be in food either. Really, so you took it out of products that people put on their face and the makeup and all over, but you're not gonna take it out of a product that people put in the body. Now let's do some research. I ain't gonna do no research right now, but later on, I wanna find out how many people probably passed away due to cancer from, let's say, from the 92 when they stopped. What is he doing? Man. All right, so 92. Some people, boy, I tell you, gotta pray for them. Mental health, all right? So in 92, they decide not to put it in makeup products anymore. Now, 30-something years later, they finally figured out, the FDA finally figured out, oh, we're not putting it in makeup, we shouldn't be putting it in food either. I mean, I'll still be eating it. God is great. Protect us all, right? So 30 years later, they decide to take it out of food that we ingest, that we put in our stomach, that we break down and we digest in our stomach. And these red dye number 3 particles all over been going through our system over the last 30-something years without any. Yeah, we still here. We live? Let me know if y'all can still hear me. Am I still live on this? How is this working? Oh, it's a flashing red. I was about to, yo, man. Let me know if it's still working, because I was talking about the red dye number 3 and how it's taking like 30 years for them to stop. The FDA decided that, okay, we're not gonna have it in food anymore. Why it took almost 30 years after they stopped putting in makeup, and I don't know what happened to my live, but it just froze up. They probably don't want me to talk about red dye number 3 being in the foods for over 30 years after it was already taken out of makeup products. But let us ingest it, and how many people had cancer since then and digesting all this, because it's in ice cream, it's in yogurt, it's in candy. You know, we love the candy, the kids love the candy. It's in all type of, a lot of food products, especially the drinks. You know, we got the red drinks, all those different color red drinks using red dye number 3. So it's not gonna be banned for another 2 years, right? So red dye number 3 won't be banned for another 2 years, but they're putting it out there that it may have the possibility of causing cancer. So they want to take it out of food products and things that we digest within the next 2 years. But what's going on counting for the prior 30 years where people was ingesting it. But other than that's getting banned, we got red dye number 3 is being banned, but then also don't forget the TIk Tok move. Well, we don't know, because Donald Trump, they said Donald Trump might do some move where they might end up extending it and trying to find out if they can avoid the ban of TikTok in the United States. So we're on a lot of banning things right now. We've been banning a lot of things. What else? There's something else that we was banning and I forgot to mention it in the title. But red dye number 3. Let me know if you out there and if you eat food products with red dye number 3 and what you think about them. What you think about the the Food Drug Administration banning red dye number 3? And it's not just it's in a lot of food, but it's also in a lot of like medicines, pills. I think it was in cough syrups. Cough syrups are supposed to help you get you better, but then if you're consuming red dye number 3 in cough syrups, that could affect you with cancer. Also, going into like the hip hop industry, the hip hop culture, people drinking scissor or whatever. That's basically, I believe, cough syrup. And a lot of those cough syrups has red dye number 3, thick red dye number 3. A good amount of quantity of red dye number 3 is in these products, but we're consuming them like, But red dye number 3, a lot of candies. A lot of our candies that we like, the Jolly Ranchers, the little penny candies back in the day, the Tootsie Rolls, the Sour Patch Kids, the Sour Powers, the Sour... What? Yo, people be... This dude was in a left turning lane only and end up being all the way over into the right lane that's going straight. And he ain't even like signal over or nothing. People, I tell you. So just be aware of that, right? The red dye number 3, even though it's getting banned in the next 2 years, they're not banning it yet, totally yet. So you gotta watch out for the products that you're consuming. Make sure that the products you're consuming don't have too much red dye number 3 in it, or don't have red dye number 3 in it, because red dye number 3, too much of it caused cancer, and they discovered it back in the 80s. I believe 1982, they found out that high amounts of red dye number 3 into mice and rats end up causing cancer. But it had to take them 10 years to ban it. 10 years to ban it from makeup products, and another 30 years after that to ban it from food products. I'm gonna take y'all on this little journey with me. I'm about to go check some stuff real quick. But let me know, what's y'all comments? BK Shettery, what's going on? How you doing? Talking to you, still on here? Talking to everybody who's still on here. Anybody on here? We on here? We still on here? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. And if you consume products with red dye number 3 in it, and what's your thoughts on it? Are you gonna continue to get products with red dye number 3 or what? What's the deal? What's the deal? So other than the banning of red dye number 3, we got the banning of TikTok as well. So TikTok ban will be coming up. I think this is the last week. So by the end of this week, if they don't figure out stuff, if TikTok don't get a buyer that's based in the United States to take over the company, then they'll be banned in the United States. They said President Donald Trump, when he takes over office, that he might try to revert that decision and have him put in a decision or extend it. So let me know what y'all think about these new bans that's going around. Banning TikTok and the red dye number 3. I don't have to pay no bill on this thing. Dogecoin on the rise, y'all. Picking up some mail. Talking about the bands that's going on. Good morning. P.O. Box 524. Thank you. TikTok is getting banned. Red dye number 3 is getting banned. It's a lot of ban going on for 2025. So what y'all gonna do if you on TikTok? You found another platform to go to. You're a TikTok creator. And what about red dye number 3? You gonna be using some more or not? Henry Dawkins, thank you. Have a good one. Take care. Got the packages. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for being on here. Thank y'all for running these errands with me, running into the post office with me. We chopping it up, and we talking about that red dye number 3. And we talking about the current bans that's going on in the United States. We got red dye number 3 causing cancer. And 30 years later, they decided to take it out of food products. So are you gonna continue to consume red dye number 3, products with red dye number 3? Because we've been doing it over the past how many years? And we've heard about it. We've heard about the different things about red dye number 3, but yet we still was consuming it, right? Still putting it in our system and everything. We still was putting it in our system, even though we heard the warnings for years. But now that the FDA is gonna ban it, are you still gonna be consuming it until they banned it? Got all this mail I gotta go through. I got some stories to tell y'all too, man. I'm gonna be doing some more real life situations that I've been going through. I got all this mail I gotta go through because I've been dealing with some things, right? Some things I talked to y'all about on a few other videos and some lives, but as you can see, I went to a mailbox, a P.O. box, to pick up all this mail because of what's going on. It's crazy, right? Do you get mail? Like, say you're supposed to be at an appointment or do something, and they like, oh yeah, we sent the appointment out, we send the mail, send it out in the mail. Do you end up getting the mail like the day after the thing's supposed to happen? Or are they always on time? Right? Red ban, red dye. Number 3, they banning TikTok. A lot of ban is going on. They're banning a lot of things. A lot of things. What else been going on? Other than the red dye number 3, TikTok being banned, what else is going on in your side of the woods, your neck of the area, in your vicinity? A lot's been going on in my areas. I gotta make sure I put this stuff up Make sure I gotta put it up good. And leave it in the car with these zombies. Zombies be breaking in people's cars, you know? So other than the TikTok ban and the red dye number 3 ban, what else been going on in your neck of the woods? I saw something about Capital One. I guess you ain't want it. Capital One Bank had an outage or something like that. Didn't go too much into the article because I had to go take care of some stuff. So let me know if y'all heard about that, about some banking outage for Capital One. I think it was Capital One. Have a banking outage. Who's on here? Who's on the live? Let me know. I was thinking about hitting up the barbershop, but I think I might hit up the barbershop another day. I don't know if I should do it today. Time be flying, so I don't know. What y'all think? Should I hit up the barbershop today or another day over the weekend? I know I'm scuffy, the hair growing all about the place. But we on here, we still on here. We still live? Let me know if I'm still live and y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I guess not, maybe not. Let me know if you can still hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. Red dye number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention. Make sure you're not grabbing up too much food with it. Oh no. Oh no. How 2 BMWs crashed like that? Somebody wasn't paying attention. I hope they both wasn't at, like, you know, the dealers have hire people to drive the cars. I hope they. That's the owners. That's tough. I should go back and be nosy. But time is running out. Gotta take care of some stuff. What's going on? It's crazy, man. That red dye number 3, that's like whoever invented that, or if it even have a patent on it, I know that person been eating off of that, because that red dye number 3 been almost, how much different products we see got red dye number 3. Be having red dye number 3 a lot in the drinks. Candy, food, Alright, so I'm gonna take my topic and I'm gonna switch it now. Since nobody wanna talk about red dye number 3. Anybody on here into crypto? Okay, not into crypto. Anybody on here into TikTok? TikTok ban, crypto ban? They ain't gonna ban crypto. Nah, with the SEC doing what they doing with XRP, and not what the Federal Reserve and the SEC is doing with XRP. You gonna see they're not gonna be banning no cryptocurrency anytime soon, boy. Cryptocurrency is making a wave, especially, excuse me, with the new administration. See, I think that's because I had that red dye number 3 in my mouth, chewing it up. Okay, you just ran a mean red light. I'm not gonna do it. That red dye number 3, I was eating some candy. I was trying to like do an example. I was saying, okay, this got red dye number 3, and I just started eating it. It was good. definitely like it. One of my favorite candies. But I don't know if it's my mental mess with me or something. I just started coughing, choking. Pause. Cat Furrow, what's going on? How you doing? So, crypto is on the move. The other day, I think I came on here and I was saying, yeah, like, yo, if you got some extra money, crypto is on a dip right now. It's dipping, it's dropping. If you have some extra money to the side, not financial advice, not investment advice, but if you got some money that you can put to the side in order to acquire you some crypto, around that time, I think it was last week, I forgot what time, but around last week sometime when the markets were red, I think it was like Wednesday, last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, when the markets was red, stock markets was red, crypto markets was red. I don't know what Forex was doing because I don't really do with Forex. New York Deli guys. Wait, wasn't they at another spot? So, right? So if you was acquiring crypto last week when it had dropped, this week you'll probably be profiting. You'll definitely be in the green if you was acquiring crypto assets last week or anything within the crypto. Come on, folks. Move, 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 move. Because right now, crypto is on the verge of making a comeback, of knocking out its all-time highs. And XRP is making some headways, making a lot of moves. XRP is, I think, above $3 right now, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't checked it out like that this morning. I know Bitcoin, I think, was at 103, 104,000, because sometimes I get a little notification about Bitcoins from the different platforms that I use, and it said that Bitcoin was, I think right now Bitcoin is about 104, $105,000. And remember last week it dipped down to like 92, about 93. So if you was acquiring crypto last week when it was like about 92,000, 93,000, and this week we're up in the hundreds, you're definitely profiting off of that right now, right? Definitely profiting if you trading it, or if you just acquiring and huddling it, you're still gonna be in the green. And that's the best thing to do. Acquire in the dip. Acquire when it's in the dip. Acquire when it's in the dip, and profit when it's up, when it's rocking in. But I want to thank everybody for being on here. I guess you guys didn't really like the idea of red dye number 3. Okay. Run it. Okay. 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 Running red lights. That's what they're doing. So I want to thank everybody who's on here. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time, your support. Everybody who dropped a comment, thank you for dropping a comment. And everybody who's coming on here, who watched it live or on the replay, thank you for your support. And continue to be great people out there. Thank everybody who jumped on here, gave me a view, gave me a like, a shout out, or said hi. Appreciate you. And watch out for that red dye number 3. Even though it's banned, it's still gonna be in food products until 2027. So you gotta watch out and make sure you're looking at the labels. Make sure you watch out and look at the labels to make sure that the red dye number 3 is all in the products, all right? So I thank you all for being on here once again. Look out for red dye number 3 products. Since they banned it, you might as well start to avoid it from now, instead of waiting all the way up to when they ban it, you know? All right, so I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.